Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jake. I just thought I've done a few vlogs now on the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed them and hopefully they were good. It's first time vlogging, first time trying any of this, so I just thought I'd give it a go, see how it turns out. Just for fun, because I've seen other people do it and I thought, why not document what I wanted to do or what I did while I was out in Florida. I thought just to see how easy it is or how difficult, also just to sort of learn the techniques that a lot of people use. So I know there's probably things that are missing or I didn't document a lot of things, so it's all a learning curve and a learning experience. So hopefully it wasn't too choppy or too bad, but I hope you enjoyed it all. And if you are here and you have looked at my other vlogs, thank you for watching them. If not, and you're just here and you've just seen this video, hi, welcome, my name is Jake and I hope you enjoy this video. So what I'll do for this whole video is I will try and break it down into Universal, Disney and non-Disney items. I'll try and break it down like that anyway. For this trip, what I will do is I will start with the Universal items. So this was out of all the areas that we were going to, so Disney Cruise, Disney World and Universal Studios, this was going to be the one I was most excited for, purely because I've been going to Florida for quite a few years now. And this is the first time, I think we started going when we were like 14 to Universal, or we were just going to the Orlando area. And in that whole time, we never went to Halloween Horror Nights, and it was always something I really wanted to do. And then this year, when we booked it, we were like, we'll go in October, so I knew we would be able to do Halloween Horror Nights, and it was the first time ever getting to do this, so I knew straight away as soon as it was booked, we get the Horror Nights tickets booked. It was only myself and my fiance that went to Halloween Horror Nights. The rest of the family went down to downtown Orlando and went and saw a concert instead. So it was just purely us two, but I knew from the start when this trip was booked, this was where I was going to put most of my money that I took out there, purely because it was the first time going out there and getting to do Horror Nights, but also the lineup for this particular event is everything that I could have wanted in there. So big fan of Fallout, big fan of Jason. Terrifier is my favourite film franchise. So the fact that that was going to be there, and Five Nights at Freddy's. Never played the video games, enjoyed the films though. So straight off the bat, the fact that there was those four main IP houses just meant it was going to be one of those trips where I knew I was going to spend a lot of money, which I did do. So all of these items that I got from Universal Studios, I did purchase what they call a merchandise card. So for those who have never been or are going soon, a merchandise card with Universal Studios, what that means is if you put $500 on a gift card with Universal Studios, you get given a lanyard, a choice of 4 different wands from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. They are all Gen 1 interactive ones, so it means you can use them in all of the parks as well. And also, throughout the time that you have money on that merchandise card, you get a 10% off on your purchases. So I did do that. I did put $500 on a gift card for this purchase because there was so much stuff that I bought. It sort of worked out better for me. I got the 10% discount and still had some money left over that I could use throughout the 4 days that we were at Universal Studios. So the lanyard that we were given for that particular one was this one here. So this is a Dark Universe lanyard. So what this one is, it has got all of the, so you got Dracula, Bride of Frankenstein, Wolfman, The Mummy, Frankenstein, and what is that one there? I'm not too sure on that one. But yes, it's got that, and then on the other side it has got the Dark Universe on there as well. So that was really cool that was there. So that was one of the free items. And then the wand, which I didn't keep, so I gave that one to my fiance, who's a big Harry Potter fan. So I gave him the Albus Dumbledore's brother's wand. Cannot remember the name of Dumbledore's brother, but that was the one that I got. And then yeah, everything else that I've got here is with my 10% discount. So first things first, I just kept seeing this every week when the new one came out. So in that first thing I got was the Horror Nights stained glass window on here. So obviously by the time I got out there, it was the last week of the event, so all the 5 stained glass windows were out. Luckily they still had all of them in stock. So obviously got Jason, Art the Clown, the Ghoul, Freddy Fazbear, and Bray from the Wyatt Six. So that one, as soon as I got in there, I picked that up and all 5 of those. So it was one payment for the big stained glass, and then each one of these were individually priced as well. I think they were $5.99 each. I think the stained glass was around sort of $12, but that was my first purchase. As soon as I went in there, I grabbed this one and made sure that I got this one because this is something I will be displaying throughout the year in the office that I have. Next thing, it was kind of, again, it's things that I've seen throughout the other people's vlogs. So Kevin Heimbach was one, Super Enthused were sort of the main 2 that did a lot of Horror Nights. So they kept showing all the new merchandise. And the next thing, again, Terrifier being my favourite franchise, is I did pick up both of the sunglasses. So I got the Daisy sunglasses, which are from Terrifier 2, which did you make a snippet in the Halloween gift shop. So I had to pick those up because they are the iconic sort of glasses that everyone sees, and then these ones are the glasses from Terrifier 3. So these are the ones that Art wears when he's dressed as Santa, and during the shower scene, if you've seen the film, you know, these are the ones that he puts on one of the victims after dismembering them. So these ones were sort of the go-to items for Terrifier, along with the big old popcorn bucket. So this one was, again, as soon as I went in, besides the stained glass, was this. So this is now proudly displayed on one of my shelves, and I do have the Christmas sunglasses that rest on top of him as well. So I have that one displayed for me on there. Another big item which I need to get framed because I've only just got back, but is the Art the Clown or the Terrifier print. If I had room in my suitcase to bring all these back, I would have brought every single print from all the IPs, all the houses, everything, because they are really beautiful. So this is the only print I took back with me there, was the Art the Clown one. With this one, it is a matte finish, but the blood does glisten, as you can see in the light there. So I love that it's matte and then it's just the blood that glistens. But in the next week or so, I will be getting a frame for this, and this will be going up. Not too sure where at the moment, but I know that this will be going up somewhere in my house in no time. Okay, so then on to the actual merchandise that I bought for Horror Nights. So again, I bought quite a lot on this, so I think my total, this is the only one I remember totaling because how much there was, but I think it was around sort of like $300 to $400 worth of merchandise that I bought for Horror Nights. So that includes the stained glass, the print, the 2 glasses, and the Terrifier popcorn bucket, and then the rest of this as well. So we start with the scare zones. So these are all the scare zones for Horror Nights for this year. So with this one, we had the Toxic 20s right here, the Vampire Masquerade, Origins of Horror, the Cat Lady of 9 Crooked Lane, and then on the back of this t-shirt as well, it does say Origins of Horror. That was the first t-shirt that I purchased. Second one, this one was on offer, so it was originally meant to be $33, but this one was already on offer for $16 by the time I got to Horror Nights. So it was this one. So it has Little Boo on the side there, just a simple print on the front, and then on the back it has Horror Nights 25, and on the bottom of this t-shirt it does say Realm of the Pumpkins. I love Little Boo, that he's become a staple for Horror Nights, so I had to pick up a Little Boo one. A lot of these are just, they were there and I grabbed them, and it's because I was just the first time doing Horror Nights, so I thought I'd pick up as much as I could. So on the front it's just got Halloween Horror Nights 2025 there, and then on the back it has a list of all the houses that were there. So you've got Terrifier, Five Nights at Freddy's, Fallout, Jason Universe, Golkin, Monsters of the North, El Artista, A Spanish Haunting, Hatchet and Chains Demon Bounty Hunters, Dolls Let's Play Dead, and Grave of Flesh. There wasn't a single bad house at Horror Nights. I definitely think that there were definitely some that could have been better, but there was no bad ones. They were all really fun. So this is the original Houses t-shirt. So at the top there you've got Gulkin, and then here you had El Artista, and then you have the monsters from Grave of Flesh, Dolls Let's Play Dead in the centre, and then Hatchet and Chains here as well with the lava demon coming out of a human's flesh. And then on the back of this one says Deathly Original, for the original Houses for Horror Nights 2025. This one was a bit of a surprise purchase again. It was one of those ones that I thought it would never come to Universal Orlando. I thought this was one of those ones that I would have to travel over to Japan, or just purchase online and get it shipped. Just because I never thought that it would come to the US parks. But this year was the first time they ever did it. And they did this merchandise. So I bought a Hami Kuma t-shirt. So I love Hami Kuma. I think he's really adorable, really sweet. And I love the Soul Kuma and the Punk Kuma as well as the sweet one. At the moment they only had the original Hami Kuma there. But if you haven't heard of Hami Kuma or what Hami Kuma is, it was a creation for Universal Studios Japan. There is online a origin story about Hami Kuma and how they came to be, but love the character, and as soon as I saw that t-shirt was in Orlando, I had to pick it up. I knew I had to. Originally I was trying to get that and the bag charm, but the bag charm had sold out along with the art bag charm as well, so I wasn't able to get those two items unfortunately, but hopefully they'll pop up somewhere, and I'll be able to grab especially the art bag charm, because I did want to pick that one up especially. Next t-shirt is the Five Nights at Freddy's t-shirt. Again, this maze was really fun. It sticks very true to the film. Wasn't overly scary. I don't know if they did that because there were a lot of children at the event this year, so I think this one wasn't as scary as other houses purely because they knew that this one was going to be appealing to a younger audience. But the t-shirt design was really, really cool, and I love Springtrap there in the centre and Foxy as well. They did have a hoodie of this print. Again, the hoodie was sold out before I got there, so unfortunately I couldn't pick up the hoodie of that t-shirt, so I just picked up the t-shirt instead of the hoodie for that one. Again, another one that was on offer, I think it was $16 instead of $33, so picked it up just because of the price of it, was the Gargoyle t-shirt for Horror Nights of 2025 this year. Really simple design, but I loved the sort of gargoyles and stained glass motif that they had this year for the conservatory, and how it flowed throughout the event, and there were always little nods to the stained glass or the gargoyles throughout the event. Really cool, like the idea of it, so I had to pick that one up. And then this one, so this is the stained glass t-shirt. So the stained glass ornament that I have, this one is just the exact same print or the exact same design as the stained glass ornament I have, but just put on a t-shirt. And again, loved all the houses, so why not buy the stained glass for all of them. Now, these last two were the main t-shirts that I wanted to buy, is definitely for this event. And they're going to be the Terrifier ones, so I did pick up the Terrifier print that I picked up. I got the t-shirt version. Again, really, really cool. Love Terrifier, Art the Clown. Damien Leone did an amazing thing with creating this character, and Universal definitely did him justice with the maze. Incredible. And then the Clown Cafe t-shirt, again, I love the idea of this one. So I'm not normally a Ringer t-shirt person, but I love the design on this one with the Clown Cafe, and also like the fingers in the hot dogs, and like sort of the eyeballs just randomly sitting out on the side there. But Art the Clown is my favourite film franchise, so I couldn't not. I didn't buy everything Terrifier there, so I didn't buy a mug or the glass or the Christmas ornament, which now wish I had picked them up, because I did go back to Universal a few days after the event, so it was after we went on the Disney cruise, but unfortunately they'd taken all the stock away and they weren't selling it anymore, and they didn't know where it had gone. And then the last minute purchase that I did have was the night of Horror Nights. It got so cold while we were there, so that was on the 30th of October. It was so cold, I was freezing by the time that the event had finished. And about halfway through the event, I was just wearing a t-shirt. I was just wearing a Art the Clown. I was wearing a Terrified t-shirt I brought from home. I hadn't worn one of the event t-shirts that night, but it got so cold I had to buy a jumper while I was there. And just as I was going to buy those, the stock that was in this particular shop had gone to 50% off. So I did pick up the Terrifier Christmas jumper. It is a lightweight jumper, but it kept me warm for the last sort of 3 hours of the event. And again, in fact, it's got Art the Clown on there, dressed as Santa in the sunglasses, with the hatchets on there as well. But that one really worked, kept me warm during Horror Night. So if you do go out there, I would say, for me, it was a freezing cold night. So I would recommend packing a jumper or something to go with, just in case it does get cold. Otherwise I would have had to leave early. So it was nice to pick up that jumper and be able to take that with me. Another thing I bought during Horror Nights, which actually I bought this on the first day we were at Universal, and I did use it every single day we were in the parks. So all my family used this as well, because it really did save. It is a really good money saver if you all chip in for it. But that is the Horror Nights 2025 reusable cup. So it's got the Gargo on the front, and then it's just got the stained glass window motif around the edge of it. So this has got a chip in the bottom, which every day you go in, you activate. I think it's like $13 a day for this one to be reused, but then you can use it all day. It is unlimited refills, but I think you have to give it sort of 10 minutes in between. But now I've got this one. Anytime I go to Universal, I can take this with me on any future trips and just reactivate it and reuse it however many times I want during the day. So that is a really good purchase for me, because that is a future use as well. So I really am glad I picked this one up for the price. Okay, so on to that. From after Universal Studios, we went to the Disney cruise. So it was a 3-day Disney cruise that we did. So for that one in particular, we left on the 31st, and then day after was Nassau, and then it was Castaway Cay, and then back to Port Canaveral. So it was only a 3-day cruise, but while we were there, did pick up a couple of things on the cruise ship. Most of it is sort of free items. So we did have a pirate night while we were there. So what you get given, every cruise gets given this for a pirate night, is a pirate night bandana. So it's got a little pirate Mickey on there with a ship steering wheel, but you get given that. So everyone got given that for a pirate night. So that was a really fun event for that one. And then also while we were out there, we did pick up a couple of free items while we were out there. So on the cruise, while you're out there, some of the itinerary is that there are quizzes. So we got actually first place for one of those quizzes, so it was joint first, but this was the winner's medal we had, so it was a winner of Pluto. So with this one, this was for a advanced Star Wars quiz that we did, and we came joint first on that, so it was a joint win, but every single quiz had a different medallion. So we had Pluto, but you had Mickey, the ship head, and a couple of others as well. Unfortunately, we did do about 4 trivia events, and that was the only one we won, was the Advanced Star Wars. And then while you're on Castaway Cay, they do have a 5K, so you can walk, run, or cycle. Doesn't matter how you do it, but there is a 5K that you can do. And once you've done that, you have got the Castaway 5K medallion, which you can collect from, I think it's Scuttle's Cove. You can pick up this medallion. It just says Castaway 5K on it. So I cycled the 5K. My brother did run it, so he ran the 5K. But we picked those ones up, and that was just fun little additional things that we had. Along with that, we did pick up 2 pins. So these were badges you just go to guest services and they pick them out for you. But we had one that had first cruise written on that one. That was really sweet. Yeah, first time doing a Disney cruise, so we thought we'd pick up a first cruise pin there. And then this one is a little bit special. So while we were on Castaway Cay, we were at Pelican Point. I proposed to my now fiance, and to commemorate us getting engaged, we did get a happily ever after badge, which then I just put on my bag and walked around with this one, just as a nice little memento for our engagement while we were on Castaway Cay. And then also during the pirate night as well, we were debating on which t-shirts to get. But we went to Dory's Forget Me Nots because I was going to buy just a Disney Cruise logo t-shirt that had sort of the skull and crossbones on it with the little cruise line logo, and I thought it was really cool. But then I found this one in Dory's Forget Me Not, so I had to pick this one up just because it's definitely more my style for pirate night. So it was a Disney Cruise Line Spirit jersey, but so it's got the little Disney Cruise Line emblem here, and then it has got this stripe, and then on here as well we have got Stitch dressed as a pirate holding a little sword. So Stitch is my favourite Disney character. I think he's just really cool, really mischievous, cute, fluffy, and everything in between. So as soon as I saw that had Stitch on it, this was my Pirates Night outfit, along with my fiance as well. We both bought the same T-shirt that night. So we got that one, and then on the back it does say Disney Cruise Line on there as well. So yeah, Disney Cruise Line, so it means I got a Disney Cruise Line t-shirt now, which will keep me nice and warm because it's a nice thick Spirit jersey, but it was perfect for pirate night out at sea. So along with the Cruise Line Spirit jersey that I'd purchased, I did get another thing which I used at Castaway Cay and I will be using for many years to come, is this Stitch Pirates in the Caribbean, so it does say there, Pirates in the Caribbean, but it is a beach towel, so it has got Stitch like that, hanging off of one of the masts, holding a sword and screaming or yelling in excitement, and it does say then, the pirate's life for me. And then Disney Cruise Line at the bottom. This one is, again, it was an impulse purchase, but I don't have a beach towel, and as soon as I saw that it had Stitch on there, I picked it up. And it was one of those, I picked it up at the same time as the Spirit jersey. It was just a last minute, I grabbed it, and yeah. So yeah, that was a random impulse purchase that I had there for that. And then also while we were on the cruise line, I did purchase some pins. So they were specifically the Disney Cruise Line mystery pin sets. With that though, I did trade a lot of them, so I was only looking for very, very specific cruise line pins. So I got rid of a lot of them, and I will show a lot of the traders as well that I got. This was sort of one of the main ones that I wanted. So it is Stitch holding ice creams. This is in the mystery pin set for the Disney Cruise Line, along with these cruise line pins. So these ones are on my pin board at the moment, but we have got the Disney Cruise Line one and a Mickey Mouse here. So annoyingly, I had Sorcerer Mickey, which was the main one I wanted for this porthole collection, and I ended up trading it accidentally. So I don't have Sorcerer Mickey anymore, but I do have at least the Disney Cruise Line ship here. So they are my 3 cruise line pins that I'm going to keep. So pins are sort of a big thing for me. I do go a little bit crazy with pins, so I did do a lot of purchases with the Disney pins while on the cruise line. So all these ones are Disney Cruise Line pin exclusives, or I've not seen them anywhere else, so I'm assuming they are exclusive because they have got the Disney Cruise Line logo on there as well. But so I got, first off was the Stitch in a little sailor outfit. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to. So when it comes to my pin collection, my main collections are Emperor's New Groove, Maleficent, Stitch, and Chippendale. They're my 4 main go-tos for any pins. So anytime I see anything like that is the ones I collect. But this one was for Cookies Barbecues. This is a Castaway Cay exclusive one. So this one wasn't on the ships, but when we were on Castaway Cay, this one was there. So it says Cookies Barbecue, which is one of the eatery places that was at Castaway Cay. So we did that one. And along with that were the other 2 Castaway Cay exclusive pins. So we have got Mickey and Pluto here on Castaway Cay. Just giving a bit of a thumbs up. And so what you did while you're on Castaway Cay, there was actually an area where the Castaway Cay sign was like that, and we could take photos in front of. So I picked that one up for Castaway Cay, along with the I Did It Castaway Cay 5K run. So this one is just Mickey laying on the beach, holding the Castaway Cay 5K medallion. And I thought, why not? I did the 5K and I got the medallion, so I'll pick up this pin as well. And the last two were my Chippendales. So again, Stitch is my favourite character, but from the original sort of Disney characters, so Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Daisy, Donald, Pluto, Chip and Dale. Chip and Dale are my favourites, so I had to pick up these two here. So one with Chip and Dale looking in the porthole, and one of them resting on the little rubber rings. But they are my Disney Cruise Line pins. And yeah, that was the sort of my main collection that I had for Disney Cruise Line. Okay, and now on to sort of, again, a fairly big collection. I will do the rest of my pins at the end of this video. And then now what I'll do is the rest of the items. And now on to Disney World. In fact, actually one of them was an additional final thing that I bought for Disney Cruise Line was a photo. So we had a lot of the photos taken on Disney Cruise Line were taken with our phone. Unfortunately, this particular one, we forgot to hand the cast members our phone, so this one was only done professionally with the cameras, so we did have to purchase this one, which I don't mind doing because it came out really cool. But it's a photo of myself and my fiance with Mickey, Clarabelle and Daisy dressed as the Sanderson sisters for Halloween. So this is it was a managed to catch it, so thought we'd get that done. And also along with that print, so for $40 you get that print, and you get 2 additional photos as well, which were the Halloween on the High Seas exclusive ones. So you have Mickey, Clarabelle and Daisy again dressed as Sanderson sisters, just the 3 of them by themselves, and also the Halloween tree, which is in the lobby of the Disney Wish, that they did 2 shows on the first night of the tree lighting. So that was a sort of sweet thing. You get an additional 2 photos for the price you pay for the Disney Cruise Line photos. Okay, and now on to the Disney Parks items that I got throughout my trip. So the rest of the 3 weeks, so we did 4 days at Universal's, 3 days on the cruise, and then the rest of the time was either in the Disney Parks, going back to Universal, or just having a couple of days to relax and enjoy our time just in Florida. So all these items that I got are either from Disney World themselves or the Disney outlets, which we went to the Character Warehouse in the Orlando Premium outlets, and the Vineland outlets as well. So the premium outlets are closer to the airport, and Vineland is the one that is closer to Disney World itself. Didn't pick up much from the outlets themselves, but the first thing I did buy was this desk lamp. So it is USB powered, so on the back there it's got USB and it has got the switch here to turn on, but it is the Evil Queen's apple. As soon as I saw it, it was originally $29.99, and I think it went down to about $19, so $10 off. And then I did purchase a t-shirt, which I'll show in a moment, which came to sort of $28 for the both of them, so it was cheaper than just buying the apple when it was originally priced. So this little desk lamp will be in my office and will be used as my desk lamp now for that. And along with that is, unfortunately, because of the timing, we only went to Universal Studios Horror Nights. We weren't able to do both Halloween Horror Nights and the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which was a shame because I would have loved to have done both, but it just means we have to go back another year to do Mickey's Not So Scary. So luckily, while we're in the outlets, we did have managed to get the Mickey's Not So Scary t-shirt. So it's a sort of like grey tie-dye marble wash t-shirt with the little tombstones that say Mickey's Not So Scary, and then on the back it has got the Mickey's Not So Scary with the 3 of the grave diggers which are there, which also has the Magic Kingdom 2025 on there. So if you don't know, during the parade they have these grave diggers that scrape their spades along the floor and they spark. So that is a party exclusive which went to the outlets, and I'm glad that it did, so I was able to pick it up. I just wish I was able to go to the Not So Scary Halloween party. Then on to the merchandise that I did purchase while I was there. So I'll start with all the clothing, because that is probably where I've got the majority of the items, and then I'll go to all the accessories or sort of things that I bought throughout there. So my favourite rides throughout Magic Kingdom, all the years I've been going, are Haunted Mansion and Tower of Terror. Originally they were my favourite too, and have been sort of my favourite since I've been going to Florida or Orlando. Since coming back, I've really enjoyed Tron and Rise of the Resistance. So last time I went was in 2014. So I just missed by about a week and a half, I think, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. So that's how long ago was my last time going to Orlando. So that was 11 years ago was the last time I was in Orlando. So there's a lot that's been developed and added since then. So it was nice to finally get to see the other rides that were there. But I think Tower of Terror and Haunted Mansion are still my two favourite rides. I think just because they're classics. All the new rides are incredible, but I can't help but love the classics on this one. So I got this out of order Hollywood Studios or the Hollywood Tower Hotel t-shirt. So that's what it says on the front, is out of order and the Hollywood Tower Hotel. And then on the back it has got Stitch, and it says a warm welcome back, thanks for dropping by. And then it's got the Stitch there coming out of the service elevator. So again, saw it as Stitch, had to pick it up, and it is a really cool design. Again, it's the second Ringer t-shirt that I bought on this trip, and it's a style t-shirt that I've never worn before. Next one, while I was in the Tower of Terror gift shop, again this was a impulse purchase, was this Hollywood Tower Hotel t-shirt. So it is a little pocket design on here with the Hollywood Tower Hotel logo on the front, and then on the back it has got Mickey, so it says please do not disturb, and then thank you, and then the Hollywood Tower Hotel on there as well. I thought again it was just a sweet little design on the back, and I love the colour and Mickey Mouse on the back for a Tower Hotel merchandise, so I grabbed that one. And then one of the last purchases I made on the trip, so after being at the parks for 11 days, I picked this one up, and it was a last minute at Disney Springs, because so our last day at Magic Kingdom was on the 11th of November, and that was for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Unfortunately, when we went there, Memento Mori, which is the shop connected to Haunted Mansion, had closed, and it wasn't open during the event, so I didn't manage to pick this one up. But then when I was in Disney Springs at the Co-op, they had it there, so I grabbed it as soon as I saw it, which was this Haunted Mansion t-shirt. It's a really simple design. It only has got the Haunted Mansion on the front, with it's saying there the Haunted Mansion Walt Disney World, which this bit is embroidered on it, and then this bit here, so the actual mansion is printed but the writing is all embroidered. Yeah, and I picked that one up last minute. I had my eye on it for the entirety of the trip, and I was going to pick it up on the on the Merry Christmas Party, but I didn't realise it had closed for the event, so I'm just glad this was available in the Market Co-op. So there was a couple bits for this one. So I did go to Gideon's Bakehouse in Disney Springs. Really love the vibe. It is very much my sort of vibe of place. So it is like a Tim Burton-esque sort of feeling to it. When you go inside, it's very dimly lit with portraits all over the wall, which were all of these portraits here, which then it does say One Big Creepy Family on here. And so these are all the portraits that were hanging up in the bakehouse, and then on the back it does say Gideon's Bakehouse here. So I got 4 cookies, this t-shirt, and a air freshener, which is currently hanging in my car, and I think it's the coffee cake car freshener that I bought there. There were also candles and another t-shirt as well, but I restrained myself as much as I could and just bought the 4 cookies, an air freshener, and that t-shirt. This was one of the ones my brother pointed out, and he knows I'm a Emperor's New Groove fan, so he found this Yzma t-shirt of her holding up the vial of Cusco's poison, and then Kronk having a good think there. Again, it's a sort of pinky purpley t-shirt. It's not a colour I would normally wear, but I did try it on, and I really like the design. Yeah, I definitely did pick this one up because I very rarely see Yzma merchandise or Emperor's New Groove merchandise while I'm out there. So the fact I managed to get some Emperor's New Groove merchandise print was amazing for me. This one, again, was a last minute purchase the final day we were at Disney Springs, but purely because I'd seen this design on Super Enthused, Tim Tracker, and Main Street Orlando. So they're the main sort of 3 vlogs I watch when it comes to like merchandise hauls. And they pointed this one out quite a few months ago. So it was the Fantasia collection. For the first, well, for literally the 3 weeks I was there, they didn't have it in stock. And then the last day we were there, this one came in stock. So as soon as I saw it in World of Disney, I picked it up straight away. There was no question I didn't pick this one up because it was finally in stock in my size, and that was this t-shirt here, which has Sorcerer Mickey on the front. Just all happy on there. So I love the design on this one. It says Walt Disney World on the sleeve on this side, and then it just has a few little magic stars on there. And then on the back here, here's him again. This is the most magical place on earth, Walt Disney World, and Sorcerer Mickey again. And it's such a cool design. I love Sorcerer Mickey from Fantasia, and the fact that they had this back in my size is incredible. So I picked this one up straight away. I didn't hesitate with this one, even though it was a last minute purchase and impulse. It was because it's been on my list since I went to Magic Kingdom that I was going to pick this one up. So I'm glad that that one finally came back in stock. These were the big purchases for Disney World. So these ones are, I saw these on the first day, and these were I'm going to buy them at the end of the trip, and then one that was just again, last minute purchase, but I'd had my eye on for a really long time, and it was out of stock when I first went. And then when it came to the last day and we were in World of Disney, they had it back in stock, so I grabbed it straight away as well. But one of my first purchases, which was a definite I was going to purchase at the end of the holiday, but just because of the price, I waited until the end, and also just because of how thick it was, but was this Disney Villains bomber jacket. So just on the front it says Disney Villains, and it is embroidered on there, so it was really sort of cool, and it is a really nice design of how they put Disney Villains on here. And then on the back, this is the main pit, has got this really cool sort of watercolor graphite print with all of these sort of original villains on here. So you've got Ursula, Hades, Jafar here, and then Maleficent, Evil Queen, and Scar across the top. Now they had a few different designs with this. They had this one, a crossbody, and there was another item with this print on. The crossbody was really cool, but out of all the villains prints, this was the one I grabbed, was the jacket, just because here in the UK it gets really cold, so I thought a nice warm puffy jacket with the Disney Villains would be perfect for the winters here. So that's why I picked this one up, but I knew straight away, even before I went to Orlando, after watching Main Street Orlando, that this would be my major purchase of the trip, with it being such a high price point. It was over $100 for this, but I will be wearing this pretty much every single day of the winter just to keep me warm. And then the last two clothing items that I bought for Disney World, so this one was the one that was a last minute purchase. It was literally, I think, the second to last purchase I made while in Disney Springs on the last day, and it's because this particular item sold out the whole time we were there. They said they had no idea when it was going to be coming back in stock, and they didn't know how long it was going to be before it was even going to be able to be purchased again. And then the last day we were there, I managed to find it in World of Disney. So again, it was one of those, as soon as I saw it, grabbed it off the shelf, and went and purchased it, because it was one of those ones that I could not pass up. And that was the Maleficent baseball jersey. So it has Walt Disney World on the front there with the Maleficent dragon. Again, all of this is embroidered, so it is really nice and heavy duty on there. We've got the spindle from the spinning wheel on the sleeve, and also on the front here is, it does say there, Sleeping Beauty 1959, which is the year the film came out. And then on the back it will say Maleficent 59 on there as well. And again, I love the green flames and the thorns that are in the 95, and I love the black and green. I did try it on because I wasn't too sure how it. I don't wear basketball jerseys, baseball jerseys, but this one with a t-shirt or this one done up looks really cool. And yeah, it was one of the ones that I kept an eye out for the whole time we were there. And this one was, again, one that I had my eye on the whole time. It is part of the Fantasia collection, and it is the Sorcerer Mickey. It has got Walt Disney World, so it has Walt on the sleeve, Disney, and then World here, with the big Sorcerer Mickey on the back, so it is to match with that t-shirt for that collection. And then just on the front is a zip up, and then just on the front here it has got the Sorcerer's hat with Walt Disney World on it. Again, this was a sort of late purchase. It was in stock throughout the trip, but it wasn't in stock in my size. So Oscar and Chelsea both have this. He has it in an extra large and she has it in a medium. I tried both on just to see the sizing, and I needed a large, which was completely sold out. And they checked to see if it was in stock anywhere within Walt Disney World, but it wasn't available at all. And then my brother found it at the Polynesian Hotel, in one of the gift shops there, and he said there was only 2 left, so I ran over to the Polynesian. Luckily I was having breakfast at Ohana's that day, and picked this one up straight away. As soon as I finished breakfast, ran down, picked this one up. I actually wore it on the plane home, just to keep me warm. But yeah, I love the Fantasia collection, and couldn't pass up the opportunity to grab the t-shirt and the hoodie together. So these are sort of little cups or things that I picked up throughout the trip. So one of the first ones was, so we managed to get a reservation at the Beacon Barrel. Again, it was a very last minute reservation, so I managed to pick one, get a reservation on the second day of the holiday. Again, I've been trying for a couple of months to get reservations for the Beacon Barrel, but it was always sold out. Could not get reservations for it for a really, really long time. And it was just a last minute reservation that I managed to get. So me and my fiance went together, and then the rest of my family managed to get a reservation for a different time. So we both went on the same day, but we went, I think, a couple of hours earlier than they did. And while we were there, I did get the Plunderer's Punch to get this mug. So it was exclusive to the lounge, so you can't pick this up anywhere else. So the Plunderer's Punch with this mug, I think, was about $48. But I really like the design on here, like the gold tooth and the gold accents in the jewellery and the braids on the back of the hair here. It is inspired by Captain Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and it is a first edition because it is the first time that this lounge was open, so it only opened up this year. So the fact we managed to get a reservation at least once to go to the Beacon Barrel was incredible. I didn't think I was going to be able to get a reservation just because it is such a hard reservation out of anything to get. This and Ohana's for breakfast are probably the 2 hardest reservations that I got. Again, Ohana's was literally the day before for breakfast that I managed to get the reservation on that one. So, but the fact I got this one and we got to experience the Beacon Barrel was incredible. So I'm going to be proudly displaying this somewhere. I'm not too sure yet. So the first lounge we went to was the Beacon Barrel. And I got that one, and then the second one was the day after, and we went to Ogre's Cantina in Hollywood Studios, and it's in the Batuu in Star Wars Land. So I got the Yub Nub. So I got the, I think the 2nd edition. Yeah, so it's the 2nd edition of this mug. So my brother's got the 1st edition, which was more of an ivory bone colour with brown. This one is the 2nd one, so it's blue and green, but it's meant to look carved, and it is the Ewoks on Endor, whilst the battle for the Death Star is happening up above. I think it's a really cool tiki mug. The Yub Nub was really, really nice as well. That was the drink that came with this one. I have been to Ogre's Cantina a couple of times because we did go to California a year or two before. But that time I had the Fuzzy Tauntaun, which is the one with the buzz button, which makes your mouth tingle and numb. But the Yub Nub was really, really good, and it's just a cool little tiki mug again, that I'm able to have with my other tiki mug collection. Then my last sort of cup or item, sort of drinkable item that we had was this one I picked up from the Disney cruise. Just because, again, this one wasn't in any of the parks, but is the coaxium sipper from Galaxy's Edge. So it was originally in Galaxy's Edge. It was the coaxium to go with the ride Smuggler's Run. So this was the Smuggler's Run ride sort of collection. So it is the container, the coaxium container, and then this is meant to be the coaxium here, and it does light up like that, and then you just slide it in there, and then it lights up, and yeah, you store it like that. It's a coaxium sipper. Really cool. I didn't think I would pick this one up, but it was on the cruise line and there was only a couple of these left, so this one was $20. Well, I'm so glad I got my hands on the coaxium sipper, which will be displayed nicely along with all my other sippers and items we have there. And this time as well, because I knew I'd be going back at some point either to Disneyland or Disneyland Paris or Disney World, I did pick up a Magic Band Plus for all those trips in the future. So I've got this one, which was the Haunted Mansion theme, so it has got the Hatbox Ghost there, Madame Leota in the centre, and then the Constance Hatchway or the Bride in there on the sleeve. So really, really cool. Again, I think $70 for this one, which is a standard price for all of the Magic Bands and the Magic Band Pluses. Which is a nice little thing to have. Something I can use multiple times again when I go back in the future. And then on to the final sort of bits that I have for Disney. So another free item that I got whilst in the parks was a new Happily Ever After. So it did have my name on here, but it has rubbed off just walking through the parks with it. So again, this one was just a park one instead of having the cruise line one all the time. A cast member gave us this one because they saw our cruise line one, so they gave us a park one instead. So we had both the park and the cruise line. So that was really sweet. Managed to have that, and I walked around with this one on my bag every single day. Along with that, everyone else in the family except for my dad, my fiance, and I was bag charms. We didn't have them when we first went because, well, every one I've been to before, I've never really paid attention to bag charms. But I thought everyone else has them, and I thought they looked really cool. And it was ever since I saw the Terrifier one that I wanted a bag charm. So I did pick up 2 bag charms on this trip. I know I'll be picking up more. But the first one I got was the little Stitch bag charm with a little guitar on there. So he was the one I had on most of the time on my little crossbody bag. I think it's just really sweet, really cute to have a little Stitch bag charm. So yeah, he used to hang on my crossbody bag in the park, so I was walking around. And then I picked up Dale, because out of the 2, Chip and Dale, Dale is my favourite out of the 2 chipmunks, and I have got a Dale toy which is incredibly old. I think it's from the 90s, which is from the Rescue Rangers, so it has got the shirt, but it's been torn to pieces by dogs. Still got it though, and I'm never going to get rid of that, and so Dale is my favourite out of the 2 characters, so I had to pick him up. I had him on my bag for a few days as well. So this is where I spent a lot of money, in fact a lot of money on here, along with some pin trading as well to get a few different ones. But so I will start with the Emperor's New Groove. So while I was there, they released a lot of new pins, and a lot of them were Emperor's New Groove themed. So I did pick up one of each of the Emperor's New Groove pins. So first one was this one here, which is Kronk talking to the squirrel that says "Squeaky squeak, squeaker squeakin'." Is just again, Kronk, probably the best sidekick that is out there. So the fact that Kronk's got his own pin. But then I found out he had a few more. So I have Kronk with his spinach puffs cooking there just before they poison Cusco. And we've got Cusco as a llama. Again, there is a limited edition pin from Disneyland Paris that I'm hoping to pick up. But at this moment in time, I've got Cusco as a llama there. And then Yzma. They did quite a few of these round sort of stained glass collections of certain characters, so Yzma was one of them, so I picked up Yzma there as that pin, and then Kronk's Angel and Demon side. So these ones were really cool. Again, last minute one on that one is just I saw that these two were together and had to pick this one up. So I said I did quite a bit of trading while I was out there as well, pin trading. So there was a Disney, I think it was the Memorable Moments collection. And one of those pins inside the mystery set was Yzma as a cat inside the poison bottle. So I bought a couple of mystery packs. I was lucky a lot of the time with the mystery packs that I picked up just a couple, and then I managed to get the ones I was looking for, and I didn't need to purchase them anymore. And that was one of the ones I managed to pick up, was the Yzma as a cat inside the poison bottle. So that was really cool that I managed to pick that one up. Again, I've got Yzma holding the poison bottle here, tattooed on me, because I just had to pick that one up like that. And then I got Kronk. Again, I think this was there was like a food collection a couple of like a year ago, and this was one of the ones from that. Or no, this is actually this year's. But I saw that and I traded for this one. I think one of the cruise line pins, just because it was Kronk cooking on there. So this was part of the Hidden Mickey collection. There's the Wave A and a Wave B. I think this is Wave B. And it was the Mickey hat, but this one was Yzma's sort of like collar with the Mickey ears there, and then the poison in the center for Cusco. So I did have to pick that one up. That was a really good trade that I got there for that one. And while I was there as well, so I did get some Maleficent pins again. Some of these were mystery pins, some of them were trades, but these two were purchases I made from the World of Disney. One being that sort of round collection again, and it is Maleficent with Diablo, and again Maleficent and Diablo. And then was this round one, so they did two profile pins. This one I picked up specifically for Maleficent, and also the Evil Queen, which again I've got the Evil Queen tattooed on the front of my arm there. So I've had Maleficent and the Evil Queen there. Had to pick that one up, and the fact that they're in the profile and they are the front two was a really cool design. Next one I have is the Disney Villains collection. So this was a Villains mystery pin set. So I have got a couple of the other villains from the mystery pin set. But again, the second pack I opened up had Maleficent on there. So I stopped collecting these straight after I collected up the Maleficent one. Just because I think that these are really, really cool pins. Especially this Maleficent one. So I picked that one up. And then when it came to traders, again, a lot of the trading I did were just directly from pin boards and from cast members. With that in mind, I know that the pin boards in Disney World, Disneyland can have fakes on there. So some of these I did pin trade, knowing that they could possibly be fake, and that's with throughout the pin trading I did. But they were pins that I was going to keep and not going to trade anyway, so they're going to stay on a pin board. They're not going to go back into circulation, so I don't mind having them if I'm keeping them. But first one was this Diablo. Just a little Diablo pin. I traded that for I think one of the Disney cruise line ones as well. Again, Maleficent ones. So I had this little Maleficent one. So this was this is a proper one. So this came from a little booster pack. I think there was 4 villains on it. Maleficent was one of them. I was going to buy the booster pack, but then I saw this one on a pin board, so I was glad that I managed to find that one and I didn't have to buy the whole booster pack, and I could just get my Maleficent pin on that one. And then there was this Maleficent one here, so it is meant to be a hidden Mickey. Again, I'm not too sure if this is a official Disney one or not, but really, really cool little Maleficent hidden Mickey pin there. Along with this one, which again, I don't know if this is an official one. It looked pretty official to me, but again, I'm not a professional when it comes to knowing the yes or no if it is a genuine pin or not. But was this little Chernabog watch pin with the hidden Mickey on the top there. Don't know if it's a genuine one. Really like Chernabog as well. I haven't got any Chernabog pins, and I just saw this little one with a watch. I thought it'd be just cool to have a little Chernabog pin to my collection. And then on to my Lilo and Stitch. So this one is probably the biggest out of my whole collection for Lilo and Stitch pins. So first one is, again, that stained glass circle Stitch with lightning bolt there, and him just halfway through the scene where he's tearing up the fake little city that he makes for himself in Lilo's room. This one I picked up was meant to be originally like sort of $22, but I picked this one up at the Character Warehouse at the premium outlet near the airport. So it was $6 for this one, and it's just Jumba with Stitch. I thought for that price I picked that one up. And then I had the so while I was at the Tower Hotel or the Twilight Zone, they had this pin. So it does spin here like that, but it's Stitch with that face that he has on the t-shirt. So I thought grab the t-shirt and the pin at the same time was a really good idea. And then to celebrate 25 years of pin trading, I got Stitch with a pin trading lanyard with a little blue Hawaiian shirt on. I thought it was a really sweet pin and celebrate 25 years of pin trading, so I grabbed that one. And then while I was out driving through International Drive, we did stop at one of the like the merchandise shops. So it's like the Florida merchandise, like the Disney ones, which a lot of the time it's not genuine. So I don't know if these were genuine pins or not. They were cheaper than they should be, so I'm assuming these aren't genuine pins. But again, these ones are just going to stay on my pin board. These aren't going to be for pin trading, so I thought I'd pick them up. One was this Stitch as Captain Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. So this is on Disneyland Paris backing card. It does have all the sort of markings of the Disneyland Paris mark. So this one again, I think could be genuine, but I'm not too sure. But I'm just glad I picked this one up to go with my Stitch collection. And then this one is, I'm very, very certain this one isn't a genuine pin, just purely because of the price, but also I've never seen this pin individually. It's only ever been in a limited edition sort of statue, which matches the pin. And I know at the moment those go for about $500, £500. So the fact that this pin was $6.99 makes me think it's not a genuine pin, but the fact I'm able to pick this one up and just keep it in my collection is awesome. So it was this one with Stitch as Emperor Palpatine firing lightning out of his hands. So yeah, so normally this pin would come with a statue of Stitch firing lightning. Is quite a large statue, and then the statue lifts up and this is underneath it. But they go for $500. This for $6.99. Thought good price, even if it is a fake pin. Just to have this one on my pin board as a collection is really cool. Did quite a lot of pin trading for this, and I did quite a lot of pin trading for Stitch one. So I did have a hidden Stitch for Easter, Stitch making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Stitch as Captain Barbossa. Again, not too sure if this was a fake one, but just Stitch as Captain Barbossa was really cool. Stitch for St. Patrick's Day with the little hidden Mickey in his ear. Again, this one I think was meant to be a chaser. So I don't know if this is a genuine or not, but it is just a metallic Stitch with a little hidden Mickey up on his ear here. And then this was one of the hidden Mickeys for Wave A. So it was just the Disneyland D with Lilo there. Stitch with ice cream. I think this was meant to be for like the Stitch Attack Snacks series. I think this is a slightly different one because it seems a bit smaller than the other ones. Again, this one I think is fake just because of the type of metal that it is, but really cool. Just a Stitch silhouette there. Just really like that one, so that's going to go on my pin board. I think it's a Stitch Attack Snacks again. And that one is him with a caramel apple. And then there was a duck collection, so I have got a couple of other duck ones here for this collection, but this is one of the ones that I really wanted. So there were 3 in the duck collection that I really wanted to collect, and my fiance managed to, he bought 1 pack, gave it to me, and all 3 of the ducks that I wanted was in that pack, so I didn't need to buy another pack. But that was one of the main ones, was the duck dressed as Stitch. The other 2 that I wanted from that collection was the Powerline duck. I thought it was a really cool design, and then the Sorcerer Mickey duck. So I have got all 3 of those ones now, so they'll be proudly on my pin board, and again, they aren't going to be for trade. And the final one for my Stitch collection, this one was quite a bit of an impulse purchase. Again, I was going to use the money anyway on merchandise within Disney World, so I thought, why not? So with this one, what you had to do is you had to load a gift card with $125 minimum. Once you loaded that gift card, one of the free item you got when you loaded that gift card was a pin. So there were four. You had Mickey, Minnie, Olaf, and Stitch. So I only loaded one gift card, but I got the Stitch gift card for that one. So it's Stitch as a little drummer tin soldier person. So it is a limited edition. So there was only 5,000 of these pins made. When they launched, we were at the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party when this launched, so we picked it up. And then ever since then, I've not seen the Stitch one. I have seen the Mickey, Minnie, and Olaf one, but this Stitch one was sold out from what I could see, so I don't think you can pick this Stitch one up anymore. So I'm glad I loaded a gift card and got this one, because this is a really cool pin to pick up as a last minute thing and as an impulse. But I spent that $125 anyway on other merchandise inside the Magic Kingdom, so that was really cool for that. And while we were at the Magic Kingdom for our Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, I did again a couple of impulse purchases. So two were the Build-A-Pin, so this was Chip and Dale as cookies. So these are additional Build-A-Pins. So these didn't have a backing on it. So normally there would be a metallic backing that you would just put these pins into, and you can swap and trade out what's inside it. But the fact I just got a little Chip and Dale there doesn't bother me that it hasn't got the metallic backing, because this is a limited release. So they will start, probably after the Christmas season, they'll stop making this. So I'm glad I managed to pick this one up while I was there. And then I did get the event edition of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas. This one has got Chip and Dale with a couple of gingerbread cookies on there. So again, exclusive to the event, and I was only going for one day, and I knew I wouldn't be going back, so I picked up the Chip and Dale event pin for that one. Along with that, there was the mystery pin set. So this is again Mickey's Very Merry Christmas exclusive. So there are 8 pins to this collection. I wasn't interested in most of the collection, and literally I was looking for the Chip and Dale within the collection here. So I did purchase 2 packs, and then within those 2 packs I did pick up the Chip and Dale exclusive, or the Chip and Dale from this pack. So I then didn't buy any more. I managed to get the one I wanted, and that'll be going straight onto my board. And it is again a Merry Christmas party exclusive mystery set, so you can't pick this unless you've gone to the event. And the fact I managed to pick the one I wanted is perfect. So that ended the event perfectly, because I grabbed it on the way out. I did pick this up, so this is a Chip and Dale Christmas ornament, and again it is a party exclusive to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas. So when the Christmas tree goes up, I will be putting this up as well. It is a really sweet, cute ornament that I can't wait to have on the Christmas tree. And then while we were there as well, we did go up to Pin HQ, which is run by Pinfolio. So if you're a pin collector, it's out in Winter Garden, so it's not that far. It's about half an hour drive from Walt Disney World. So if you've got a car, or if you can get an Uber, go up to Pin HQ if you're a very, very big pin collector, because they have a big collection, and they have got some of the rarer pins out there. So they have a lot of the Disney Imagineering silhouette pins. I managed to see the Lilo and Gantu ones, which I thought I would never see. They are very expensive, they're over £2,000 for those pins. They do have some very rare and hard to come by pins. It's just really cool, even if you just go up there to have a look and just see some of the really old pins and some of the harder to get pins that are out there. So while I was there, I did pick up this Maleficent Mickey's Not So Scary. So it's a 2017 Not So Scary pin, and when you open it up, it has got the spinning wheel and Maleficent with a dragon there. I did get the Trick or Treat pins from this year, so it was nice to have a Maleficent one from 2017. Along with that, I have got a Emperor's New Groove from 2001. This pin came out, so I think I paid $20 for that pin, along with this Yzma Yzma on the Throne pin. Again, I think it was $20 for her. And then this D23 Gold Member exclusive pin. I was originally, while I was out there, I was going to purchase a D23 membership just to get this pin. But while we were at Pin HQ, I managed to pick up the Gold Member D23 pin, so I didn't need to subscribe to the D23 membership just to get that pin. So that was really cool. I think I paid $25 for him. I think the Maleficent, that was the only one that cost a bit more, which was $50 for her, just because it was an event exclusive pin and it was from 2017, so it is quite hard to get that one now, but I'm glad I managed to pick this one up for this year. And then along with that was this one. So this is probably the most expensive pin I own now. And again, it was a gift from my fiance. I didn't know that this was going to be purchased. And then when we got back to the villa, he gave it to me. So it's a limited edition of 250. He didn't tell me how much this pin is, but I have searched online and I do know sort of roughly how much this goes for. So it's definitely my most expensive pin I own. And so for that, it will not be coming off this backing card and it will be stayed securely somewhere else. But I'm really glad I got this Maleficent Dragon, so it is limited to 250. And it is a really, really cool pin. I did have my eye on it the whole time I was at the shop at Pin HQ, so I'm glad that I've actually got my hands on this limited edition Maleficent pin. So I was really glad about that. And then finally, it's just all the sort of non-Disney items and the free Disney items that I managed to get while we were there. So one of the first free items we had was Ogre's Cantina. While we were there, we got all 5 of the coasters. So we got all those here. So we got the Gamorrean Guard battle axes, which are used by the Gamorrean Guards you see in Jabba's Palace. And then we have a couple of just symbols there. We've got the Rancor, the Ewoks from Endor, and then the Banthas. Can't really say my brain then for a moment. So, and then the Bantha from Tatooine as well. So we got those 5 coasters, which are really, really cool. Got to pick those up. They were just given to us after I bought the Yub Nub. They gave those as a free gift for purchasing that. And then we've got the little Mickey's Very Merry Christmas guide for the event. So I do have in here, it does say about this holiday ornament. So it is Mickey and Pluto in a car with a Christmas tree, and then it does say Mickey's Very Merry Christmas just here on that bit there. It was exclusive. It was given to everyone who went to the event. It was as soon as you went through the entrance, they were just handing them out. I do have that, but I know it's in a drawer somewhere already. So I have it, but I just can't find it at the moment. Which is a shame because it was a really, really cool ornament, and I'm glad that I've got that and I can put that on the Christmas tree this year. Another free thing was the menu for Gideon's Bakehouse. So this little sweet thing, and then it had the November cookies that were on here for that one, and then this little bit of artwork for there. And then while we were on the Disney cruise, we got the Halloween on the High Seas. So with the meet and greet, or the character greeting with Daisy, Minnie, and Clarabelle, dressed as the Sanderson sisters. They weren't signing anything; they were just taking photos, and he had to go. So they handed out these pre-signed cards, ready for that. So we got that given for us before we had our photos taken, and then when we were at Ohana's for breakfast, again, we got given this pre-signed card for Lilo, Stitch, Mickey, and Pluto. So we got photos with them, but they weren't signing anything, or they were signing things, but if you didn't want anything signed there and then, you did get this pre-signed card, so that was fine. We got that, and then we got some photos with the characters, which was really cool. Again, getting to meet Stitch in a breakfast event was really fun. And then while I was there as well, these were sort of just impulse purchases, just because while we were there, might as well pick them up, with these medallions. So we got Stitch and Angel on here, so that's Stitch and Angel, and that was from Ohana, so it just has all the parks there with Mickey on it. It says Walt Disney World. We also got Stitch for the Tower Hotel, so it's that same look that he has on the pin and the t-shirt, and that one has Hollywood Studios on the back along with that same print. Another one from Polynesian was this one here, so just Stitch sat there with his signature, and it just says Ohana means family. on there, which is a really sweet one. And then a Pirates of the Caribbean specific one of the same print that's on my t-shirt and on the towel, which is Stitch on the mast leaning over and having a sword. So those four were sort of impulse purchases, but again, they were $6 each, I think, but they were just sort of impulse. When I saw the machine, I grabbed them and went out for those. These are now sort of semi-Disney related and also not Disney related, but outside of the park purchases as well. So first thing was Bath and Body Works. They had a Villains collection that I managed to pick a couple bits up on. There wasn't much available, so I wanted to grab a couple of the candle holders, but all the candle holders are sold out at that point, so I managed to pick up 3 items. One was from my fiance. They grabbed it as a gift, which was the body lotion, so I'm left some body lotion. This one is so it's shea butter, so it's a body moisturizing cream. Smells really, really nice. It's got like forest berries in here and some wood as well, and it smells incredible. So I got the body moisturizer along with the shower gel. So this has got again hydrating properties. It's got aloe vera in here as well, which is soothing for the body. So it has got sinister plum, midnight berries, and mystical wood. And again, it's the same smell as the body wash. I wish I grabbed a couple more of these body lotions because or these body wash, because it smells incredible. So be careful on how much I use on that. And then I got the fragrance mist, which I'm going to be using for just to spray my bedding and my pillows. It's quite a nice large size bottle, but the fact I managed to pick this one up is really cool. So again, I just can spray this on my pillows and my duvets to get a fragrance on my items there. I don't think I bought much when I went to Epic Universe. We did one day in Epic Universe. One thing I did, I bought one of the frozen cocktails from one of the vendors there. Didn't realise it came with a free tiki mug, so that was quite cool. It's a plastic tiki mug, and it was very, very strong. So if you do go to Epic Universe, I had the frozen pina colada. It's really, really strong. You don't need more than one. Just because the amount of alcohol that's in that one drink, even I struggled to finish it. It was that strong. But these were the little tiki mugs you get for free. It's a little plastic one with just a sweet, sort of weird looking tiki character on the mug. But again, yeah, it was a sweet little thing. So I'm going to add that to my tiki mug collection, even though it's a plastic one. It was kind of a cool little additional thing that I got for that. And finally is the sort of non-Disney items that we had when we were just out and about shopping. Unfortunately, when we got there was the 26th of October, so Halloween season had already started winding down by then. So a lot of the Halloween stock that was available was what was left, and it was the exact same thing when we went to Spirit Halloween. So when we went to Spirit Halloween, they had lots and lots of Terrifier merchandise. When it opened up, they had jerseys, hoodies, shirts, t-shirts, props, costumes, everything you can imagine for a Terrifier fan, they had it there. And then because we were arriving so late, there was nothing when it came to like Terrifier merch that was left. Literally was just this one here, which has Sienna Shaw on it. Really cool t-shirt still, so I picked it up. It's Terrifier 2 with Sienna in her sort of angel guardian outfit. But that was literally all that was at Spirit Halloween when it came to the Terrifier stuff. I had a list of like t-shirts, especially the Cute But Psycho Art the Clown one. They didn't have that one there. It was completely sold out. So that was the only Terrifier t-shirt I could get from Spirit Halloween. So hopefully I'll be able to pick some up online somewhere, but the only other place was Spencer's, and again I checked that Spencer's do not deliver online to the UK, but we went into the shop and they had the Cute But Psycho and also the Clown Cafe t-shirt on display. But when I went in there, they had completely sold out of both those designs, so I wasn't able to even pick it up at Spencer's. So it's just one of those t-shirts that I'm going to have to try and find at some point online. Hopefully I'll be able to, but if not, I've just not been able to pick it up. I was just unfortunate that we arrived so late into Florida that half the designs had gone, and I knew that that was a possibility when we went out. But while we were at Spencer's, I did pick up a few other Terrifier t-shirts. So first one was the Ice Nine Kills for their song A Work of Art. So it's got Spencer on the front there with Art the Clown and it says a work of art on the bottom. I'm a big Iceland Kills fan. I love that they do horror movie themed metal music, so the fact that they had this one in Spencer's, I picked it up straight away. Again, Iceland Kills, really cool band. And also another band t-shirt which I wasn't sure on when I first looked at it. I've been looking at sort of band merchandise, but I didn't want to buy band merchandise. It's things I can pick up anywhere else. But I saw this one and I just picked it up because I thought it was quite cool. And it's a Sleep Token t-shirt. So it's just got Sleep Token with the logo in the centre there on the front, and then on the back it has got the Feathered Host on the back with their symbol again. And it just says Even in Arcadia, which is the name of their new album. So I thought that was quite a cool little t-shirt to pick up, along with one of their hoodies. So I bought a Sleep Token hoodie as well, which has got the Take Me Back to Eden logo on the front. It just says Sleep Token there on the sleeve, along with the runic symbolism on the side here. And then on the back it has got all the representations of all the different gods on the back. So that's for the Take Me Back to Eden artwork. And then finally, my last couple of t-shirts which I have, which were from Spencer's as well, was the Terrifier 3 Art the Clown dressed as Santa wielding the chainsaw, which it just says Damien Leone's Terrifier on there. So that's quite a nice Christmas t-shirt, I thought, this year for, Christmas time. And then I have this one. So this is a Terror thread, so it does say on there Terrifier Terror threads, which I found in Spencer's, so it means I didn't have to buy this from the Terror threads website, which is where I normally get a lot of my horror movie t-shirts. But this one is Terrifier, so it's got Art, who has just scalped and skinned this woman here, who was the lady who carries the baby doll in the first film. And then finally, when we were at Target, this was a random impulse buy. It was $8 for this t-shirt, and I couldn't say no. So again, growing up as a 90s child and early 2000s, Invader Zim was really, really popular for us. So I ended up picking up just this Invader Zim t-shirt with world domination on the bottom, and then it's got Gurr eating a cupcake on it, and I couldn't say no to it. So it's such a cool t-shirt. I thought I would pick it up for $8. I couldn't say no to that, and it's a really good sort of quick impulse purchase. And last one, which was this one, which I'm wearing. So it is a Mickey hockey jersey. So it's got Mickey on the sides, Mickey on the front, and on the back it does say Mickey 27 for the year that Mickey came out. And it's just a little striped on there. I thought, this is quite a cool jersey. Kept me warm on a couple of nights when it was just a little bit chillier in Orlando, but not cold enough to have a jumper. So I thought I'd grab this one and put that one on. But I think that is everything there for that haul. I think that's everything I purchased. And then I did purchase a few other things, but I've already given them out. They were purchases for friends and family who had asked me to get some other things. So there was a couple of friends that asked me to get some merchandise from Horror Nights. So that was like a lot of the fallout, like sort of Radaway or sort of snacky food bits or drinks. So they've already gone to their respected homes that people have asked me to grab for them. So but that's everything I purchased for myself. And now it's just a case of finding room for it. So that's going to be something I'm going to figure out soon. But thank you. I know this was a long video. I will edit it. Well, hopefully once it's edited, it wasn't too long. But thank you for sticking to the end if you did. And thank you. And hopefully I will be loading a few more videos of new adventures around the UK that I do throughout the year. And hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye.